Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Photographic Memory Podcast. I'm excited to welcome to the program Dr. Shannon Panzo. Dr. Shannon, what's going on? How are you?
Oh, hey, it's another great day here in Australia, breathing fresh air and doing what I do best, and that's help people.
Hey, it's important. And Dr. Shannon is a photographic memory expert, a brain management expert, and he also does mentoring. So go to zuxpro.com to find more information on him because great things happen here. And we have a very special guest today, don't we, Dr. Shannon?
Absolutely. Carneal is a mentoring client of mine, and he wanted to present the fact that he's been studying under my tutelage, and we'll just see what he has to say today.
So, Carneal, welcome to the show, the Photographic Memory Podcast show, and I appreciate you coming by. And I want to kind of go into the story. How did you meet Dr. Shannon Panzo, and what was the reason you were searching, especially for mentoring? But I know before that, potentially you had some real goals you wanted to attain, and how you found them.
Well, I had found Dr. Shannon because I had taken a different type of photo reading course, and I didn't get the results I wanted because I had a lot of information that I was studying, different things I wanted to study. I had a lot of books to read and looking at leadership development, professional development. So I wanted the real person who developed the mental photography, and that's how I found them.
And see, that's very interesting. Developed it, and we talked about that in another episode. We talked about his mentor that helped him, Dr. Richard Welsh, to where it is today. So tell us about the journey. What was the reason, Carneal, you were looking to increase your reading ability? And we all know through photographic memory, you're not reading, you're mentally photographing different things. But tell us that story of why you were searching for this.
Well, I wanted to be able to recall and access information and not waste, a week or two on reading a book that's 300 pages. I needed access to information for my job that I was in. I was a firefighter. Then I went into equal employment opportunity. And then that required a lot of reading. You had to read court cases and different things. So in order to do that, I had to be able to read 1,200 to 3,000 pages of investigative files or whatever I had to read. And you can't just read those things. It takes a long time. So when I mentally photographed different things in books, and that's why I needed it.
So, but it's interesting. You said you needed it. So your first experience wasn't the best then before finding Dr. Shannon.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, Neil. Do you know how much time I was wasting per week? I mean, probably between 10 to 15 hours a week I was wasting just trying to read different things and reading at a slow pace, one word at a time. And I said, it got to be a better way. And I tried different products. I mean, you name it, whatever's out there, I have tried it until I got to the real mental photography.
Okay, so you find and meet Dr. Shannon first. Do you take ZuxPro first before getting mentoring?
No, I had a conversation with Dr. Panzo, and I said, hey, give me 3 days. And he was like, all right. And then I was thinking about it. I said, you know what? It's all about decision. It's not about how much it costs. It's the value and the results. And I saw the testimony, and I said, you know what, Dr. Shannon? You're going to make me a believer, and I'm ready to go.
Go ahead, Dr. Shannon.
Okay.
Your feedback.
Well,
yeah.
Well, let me just add in there what Carneal shared with me over a little bit of time, even to start with, and that is for human resources. He was dealing with with a lot of issues, even in the military, that had to do with basically high-profile figures. He was do the right thing was very important because he had to be very accurate as to what information he was putting out there. So it was really important that he get it right so that he could present the cases and such to the high profile people within that within whatever he was dealing with. And maybe he might like to explore that a bit.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Okay. After I was in that field, I was still dealing with different leaders and training. And what I had to do was focus my mindset. I said, what is slowing me down? It was this, Neil. I always point to this. This was slowing me down because I had too much information and I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up because the overabundance of information, I was being drained. It caused my focus, for me to lose attention until I got to Dr. Pencil. And he showed me the way of how to organize my mind and to free my thoughts. And now I can just capture large amounts of information, and I'm constantly feeding my mind all day.
So, Dr. Shannon, a lot of people, when you talk about mentoring, when you're mentoring somebody that's a mentoring client, you're looking at everything in the ins and outs of photographic memory and different things, right, Dr. Shannon?
Well, as a mentor, you're not only looking at passing on the information so that people like Carneal can make the big difference, but you're also relating to what is actually happening in their life and basically fabricating this in such a way around their life so that it's very usable, so they can actually make the best of it. And that's Carneal's a perfect example of this. Whenever I first got with Carneal, I knew that I had a challenge because of the types of people that he was dealing with were everyone from doctors, attorneys, and generals, and all these people that are just high up there that have great big egos. And he had to present things in such a way so that they could make sense as to what he was saying, where he was coming from, and he had to specifically deal with these people on a daily basis.
Wow. And see, that's very interesting because that's the challenge, Corneal, is dealing with all these different people, right? You're dealing with all these different people and then making sure you have the right information that's needed for that specific decision you make and stuff like that. So through Dr. Shannon's mentoring, what have you learned? First of all, how has he helped you so far in mentoring? Let's go down the line in different areas.
Okay, the first thing is access of information, concentration, and focus in that order, because he helped me organize my mind so I can live in freedom every day. What do I mean? Well, people had my thoughts other than me having my own thoughts. And I was overburdened by other people and I couldn't get my life together. I kept making bad decisions. I didn't have the right concentration. My mindset was, and my belief system, all that was all screwed up. I thought I had a normal life until I met Dr. Shannon. He brought me from abnormal to normalcy. What is that? Well, this is what it is now. But before I met Dr. Shannon, I thought I had a normal life until his mentoring, because it's beyond the mental photography, because what he teaches you, you can't find on the internet. I guarantee it, because I searched and searched and you won't find it. But his mentoring and his coaching got me to where I am today, where I don't stress about all these things. And when it comes, I know how to deal with it right away. But the access of information, I mean, I could recall information that it was a month ago, or if say, hey Neil, for example, we had if you and I had a conversation and we had a deal going on, say for instance, I said, Neil, the conversation we had last week, and then we a week passed, and you said, "Hey, Carneal, remember that conversation we had?" And then you said something. I can specifically tell you exactly what time, where, and what you actually said and what I said. That's how I can recall that, because I do it every day. Because let me give you a perfect example, Neil. I have some things going on at my parents' house, but they passed away, and I have contractors over there. And when they have a conversation, I don't have to take notes, nothing. I listen and pay attention, and I put it in my memory. Now, Dr. Shannon has showed me how to do that. I mean, I can put that information in there and store it, and then I can access it. And if they tell me something wrong based on the conversation we had, and I can tell them the price we had and the conversation, and I can recall it, because I have done it the last month almost every day. And I can say, no, let me tell you the conversation. And I can word for word, verbatim, most of the time.
See,
That must be very frustrating for them.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Neil, I don't put my ego, I get my ego out the way. I said, hey, let's go back to the time we had the conversation, because this was a time at this point, I could say Monday at 2:30 or 2:32, we had this conversation, because I always look at my clock every time before I have a conversation with someone. And I store that information, and I listen and pay attention. I listen attentively, and then I store it. And so I can access it, because I don't have to write it down. I don't have to write it down because of Dr. Panzo mentoring, because it's beyond the mental photography. I'm telling you, I could tell anybody. I tell people about it, but some people says, no, you must be joking, but they don't believe me because they have that belief system. But I'm telling you the truth, because I have to be honest, because that's a program that was put in there. And every time I have a conversation, see, I cannot right now tell you, I cannot be honest with you because of the programming that's running in my mind right now, because I get frustrated if I tell you a lie.
So why was the frustration happening, Carneal? This is something that Dr. Shannon's helped you, is decrease that frustration. You talk about memory, concentration, remembering amazing things. But what about the anger that you were dealing with?
Oh my goodness. Neil, let me tell you, I had a bad temper. I was easily angered and out of control, because my mindset was unorganized, and the programs that was running externally, running to enter my mind, which I didn't know the programs were running in there. But the anger is that when someone says something, I was easily angered. Dr. Shannon taught me how to organize my thoughts, to relax my mind, to meditate, and change my belief system. The BS, I call it the BS, the belief system. And I'll tell you, Neil, in order for somebody to get me angry, it had to be really, really hard, because I sit there and I say, what's going on? Look at the situation and then respond and be very, very forthcoming. Say for instance, Neil, if I was talking to you,
right,
I shouldn't be angry at you. Know why? Because that has nothing to do with me. Why you're angry. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you, why you're angry, because it is how I respond to you. And I will not allow you to upset me.
And
because
it's
of fear.
it was information overload before he taught you how to organize your thoughts, right? You had information overload which made you frustrated, saying, oh my gosh, I can't remember this. I need to remember this important information because it's so important. And then you allow other things that are going on in your life stress you out for that certain situation.
Oh, Neil, you hit it again, because that was another thing. I was telling Dr. Panzo that, hey, I am so stressed. I am, it was causing some depression, some things that, I mean, just the frustration and the anger and how to deal with different situations. I mean, Neil, I was all over the place, but I thought I had my life together until I got the mentoring from him. I was like, what have I been missing? Life. He teaches you how to bring your life, your blueprint in line to what you need to be in order to be free, to free yourself up. And as we started from last July to now, I can tell you that even people were saying, why you're not bothered by the news? Why you're not bothered by different things going on in the world? Well, I know how to control this because it has the control. Dr. Panzo taught me how to control my mind.
So does that make you a happier person?
Yes, it does. And Neil, I tell you what, I wake up saying happy new day, because it is, because I said, I'm free, living in freedom every day.
Exactly.
Life.
I know what freedom is now. Yeah, freedom is something that, man, you feel it. You just feel it in your heart and soul that you're free after being in jail forever. So I understand, Carneal, and your mind was completely free. So let's talk about some other things that you benefited from this.
Yes.
From mentoring so far. And to go zuxpro.com right now to sign up for mentoring with Dr. Shannon. But go ahead. Go ahead, Carneal.
Yes. Let me just tell you about the mental photography part, if I may, Neil, if I may. The training that you do, I had a stack of books, and I asked Dr. Panzo, he said, you got to go through it 3 times. So I went through it 3 times. And then he said, get your stack of books. So I had 10 to 15, it varies. I had 10 to 15, and I practiced every single day. I mean, from the dictionary, I mean, he tells you exactly what you have to do, because a lot of times when you just sign up and just take the mental photography, see, Dr. Panzo takes you to another step in his mentoring. The results that you will still get the results, but with him mentoring you right there, and you saying, Dr. Panzo, I'm getting. I mean, when you're turning those pages, Neil, and you turning them, and all of a sudden you start to see it in your mind when you are not even practicing. You're like, wait a minute, where did that page come from? It'll just come in your mind, Neil. You can't stop it. You can't stop it.
Exactly.
The information just comes in your mind.
Yeah. I mean, but that's something you can't just learn on your own, can you, Carneal?
You can take the course and say, hey, I'm going to take the course, but Dr. Panzo will take you to another step, a more, when you're mentoring with him, you would get even more results, a higher level result than you could by yourself. And that's what I was telling people. You need a coach. You need a mentor for anything. And brain management, it starts. Hey, Neil, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard the wheel of life? Somebody talk about the wheel of life. They have mental, spiritual, physical.
Yes.
Okay. The first one on the wheel is mental.
Yes.
You can't do nothing if you don't get this right here. Exactly. You can't do nothing. Like you can't achieve anything. But Neil, my results, I tell people about it all the time, and I constantly get results every single day. Everything I do, Neil, I get results. That's whatever task I'm doing. Say for instance, Neil, I have a project or a training that I have to conduct, and I have to research something.
Exactly.
I could spend one day and have all my research done, and I can read 10 books, and I can have all my research done in that one day, and I'm ready.
Wow.
I'm not. I am serious. I just say, okay, these the books I need. Say for instance, I say, okay, I need these 3 books.
Yes.
I go to Barnes and Nobles, and the part of the mentor program, he sends you to the bookstore. and I'll tell you, it is amazing because some of the things you do, you know which books are a waste of time. I do too, because that's some of the things that they teach you. I can feel the book before I even read it. I can feel the book. I just sit there and put my hand on the book and I say, this might be something important. Or I can scan the book real quick. I'll scan the book. Maybe. But with the mental photography, even after you mentally photograph it, mentally go through it, the book, you can say, what did I get out of the book? You would know right away what the author was saying when he or she was writing it. I know what the author was saying.
So Dr. Shannon, very, very interesting. What do you think Carneal learned the most from you in this so far in mentoring?
Well, the whole thing is based on, my mentoring is based upon holistic. If I can help a person iron out their personal details, it makes it so much easier for them to have results with all the rest of the training. So we had a lot of work outside of the specific training, and this is what enabled Carneal to advance further and further, quicker and quicker, because he took a lot of these things on. We sussed out what the difference is between the wool being pulled over his eyes and the sheer truth.
Yeah.
And he came to realize what his truth is through this process, which is really important, because then by him knowing his truth, then he has stable ground that he can stand upon. Then he can elevate himself from there. And it's wonderful to see this. And what he was just talking about is something that I continuously tell people, and that is, whenever you learn mental photography, you're learning how to read energy. And likewise, that's what he was doing. He was reading energy, and you can read literally what the author is thinking whenever he writes the book. So this is all based upon quantum energy that's stored within the writing of the book. And Carneal's taking this on board. He's having great results. He's doing very well with all the things he puts his mind to, and basically, he knows the truth. That's something that's very precious today. So when it comes to the news and all the stuff that is on there, he automatically knows what is true and what isn't. Unfortunately, most of the news today is not true.
Exactly. Keeping yourself out of the news is important, Carneal, isn't it? To get your
Yes, sir.
news.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the news is just bad news, and that's not the best. So Carneal, basically, when you went to work with Dr. Shannon and do mentoring with him and to work with Dr. Shannon, your main goal was what? And did he accomplish that goal?
My main goal was to find the truth and to find why I was here. My main goal was to find the truth, because I kept having things, people lying to me about things. I wanted the truth about what the news, because I was believing everything in the news. I was believing people. I was, Neil, I basically found my true self
Through Dr. Shannon. And that's exactly
through Dr. Shannon. Yes, because I was living a lie. I was basically living a lie, and I didn't even know it, because I thought I was living my life on purpose, but I was living a lie. And when I found the truth, my heart opened up, my mind opened up. I could see things clearly, and the world, I can see the world different, Neil. I see it differently. I see it differently.
So going to zuxpro.com right now, and sign up for mentoring or take Zux Pro. Because why, Dr. Shannon?
Because great things happen here.
And that's exactly because of that. And that's the tagline. People go there, check it out. On Carneal, do you have any place that people can contact you about things that you want?
Yeah. If they want to know what my results are, I get so much results. They can contact me at carsmith2@verizon.net. If they want to know about the mentoring, because I keep telling people, get the mentoring and coaching. It's worth a lifetime.
Awesome. And Dr. Shannon, again, it was a great testimonial to you. It wasn't it? That makes you happy, right? For what you do.
Absolutely. This is my reward in life. You know, making people happy, giving them the avenue to do good by themselves.
Okay. So go to zuxpro.com now. Thank you, Carneal, for being the guest, and always fun chatting with you, Dr. Shannon, as well. And this was another great Photographic Memory podcast, guys. So take care.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.